Hey, welcome back to Wandering Magic. This is going to be the April 2023 message for Aries. That's Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Happy birthday, by the way, to all my Aries watching. And let's just jump right in. Aries. I didn't get a song, but your oracle message is fear. Fear, fear. What is fear? Fear is an illusion. Fear is not real. Fear is something that your mind creates. Ask yourself, what is it that you want to do? Why aren't you doing it? And what are you so afraid of? What is stopping you from taking that big leap of faith, stepping into that Aries energy of fearlessness, of feeling good, feeling brand new? Is it that you're bored? Are you bored? I feel like you are going through, sorry if you hear the motorcycle. I feel like you're going through a little bit of a sort of a tough time. Maybe not tough, but just like, let me get quiet. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me feel around about like what's going on. It's like I just saw like a black panther, kind of like watching through the like bushes or trees or like in a shrub, and they are kind of quietly waiting and watching to make the move. But it's, panthers don't have fear. There's fear surrounding whatever it is, whatever the situation is, and we'll get a little bit deeper into it. But if you see here, there are birds and they've flown out the cage and they are fearless. So I feel like this is the energy as the month of April goes on, that you are leaving behind. You are kind of allowing to take a back seat, but there is something that you're afraid of. And that's all I'll say about that. Also, just take note of this little person here, hermiting and hiding beneath underground. Kind of, maybe you've been in your room too much. Maybe you've been a little antisocial. So tune into that, and let's work on breaking out of our shell. Plus, if you're on, well, I'm on the East Coast of America. So if you're there, the weather is starting to warm up. Perfect timing, right? Your Kipper message is unexpected income, lovers, and mature woman. Let's just make this mature person, okay? Even though it is explicitly says mature woman. So unexpected income is not like a boatload of money, okay? But there is some kind of unexpected thing, and it's more, it feels abundant. So yeah, for some of you it is going to be money, which, how lovely. But for others of you, there's going to be, if like money is not really an issue for you, like money's not an object, or it's not really something that you need right now, it's going to come in the form of something else, perhaps a person that you are connecting with platonically or romantically. Platonically would be like a parent, a guardian, an aunt, a grandmother, like that. For others of you, it's going to be someone who is a little bit older than you, someone who has a little bit more feminine energy, whether you are masculine or feminine. But this is going to be like that unexpected, I just heard happiness, that you kind of need. And I think that if those of you who are kind of in the wings watching someone, it could be connecting with that, because we are in spring. which is the time for fertility, the time to start planting seeds and then watching them grow as the months get warmer. And it's honestly, it feels very like I was worried for nothing. Your tarot message. We got, so I'm using a little bit of a different deck. So it's not the traditional, like right now we have the Four of Emotions, which is the Four of Cups. We have the Six of Inspiration, which is the Six of Wands. And then we have the Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords. If anybody's into it, if anybody cares, here we go. What this feels like, let me just look at the cards. So, right, remember I was talking about that boredom. So there's the Four of Emotions. This is you coming out of that because it's in reverse. It's kind of like some of you you lost someone, whether to they're in the ether now, you lost someone like they're in another place, a breakup, you had been at odds or are at odds with a friend, a cousin, or something like that, but I was not expecting this message, but it just feels like you are getting clarity from that situation. You're starting to see, okay, this happened for that reason, or it's not to be insensitive, but it's just what's coming out. You are feeling more like yourself. You're getting over that grief. Some of you will be making up with this person, but it's more like you kind of like get your answer. It's kind of like when you're waiting for karma to happen and then you end up finding out like so-and-so got their karma. You are kind of finding that out for some of you. For some of you, you are getting an apology, but you're not really, you're like, okay, like, thank you for that, but I'm gonna move on. Because you're just kind of like in your bliss. You're kind of like in your, you're finding peace with the situation. You're kind of like, just like letting it go. And you're just moving on from that as the month goes on. So I think that whatever the fear is starting off the month or kind of trickling in from spring or March, it really is just releasing that and kind of healing from that, moving on from that, finding closure and getting closure to whatever this is. But again, there's going to be something unexpected. It feels good. It makes you happy. It kind of brings you out of the energy of lack. It takes you out of the energy of feeling lonely, feeling I'm getting bitter. All that is kind of dissipating as the time goes on. You also have the Nine of Cups here in reverse, which to me says you're not really gonna, it's not really what you want, but because you're in this like state of like absolute and radical acceptance, it just feels like, okay, like I didn't get what I want, I'm gonna move on. Again, it's like letting it go 100%, like, you know what, fuck it, like I'm over it, I'm done. And then again, as the month goes on, you are coming out of solitude. You're coming out of your room. You're coming out of the house. You're starting to do things. You're starting to pick up. And actually, for some of you, I don't, if you know, if this has to do with a lover, to each its own. But I do see, like, I do feel like someone is coming along. Someone is gonna come your way. It may not. Well, I don't want to say that, but because it varies depending on who's watching this, but it does seem like you are going to, at least I kind of have this crush on somebody, because I'm kind of feeling like you're taking a liking to someone is what that feels like. So the outcome in general for the month is protection. So with this protection, and I'm looking down at this card, And I will say, this person is not on every card, but the fact that they're here naked, kind of like sitting up, and this one is like sitting like in a different position, to me says that's the same person. So it's knowing that there's nothing to fear. And you also see this person kind of like being sacked in an egg, and it's almost as if the egg hatched, because they're in this nest here, and in that nest there's the person without the egg. So again, you're coming out of fear. You know you're protected. You know, this is kind of like a messenger here. I'm heard a messenger of love. But it's also the universe kind of picking you up, taking you somewhere and saying, you know what, you need to trust me, because I'm guiding you. That had to happen because it needed to happen. And then you're just kind of moving on. It does feel like, even though the energy is better, it's not 100%. So I'm going to say, just be patient with yourself. Be patient. Yeah, you got 11 and 24. 116 is what I'm getting to. But look that up. And again, you are protected. It's like reminding yourself, because like I hear you like, no, I know I am. No, like remind yourself. Times when you need that reminder, remind yourself that you are protected. And really hone and step into that Aries energy. Also, manifesting is so important around your birthday. I always try to remind signs of this when it's their month. But like Aries, you have a birthday, whether you get a cake or not, blow out the candles, make a wish. It's like you are extra magical. So maybe wish for fearlessness, wish to be courageous, wish for whatever it is that you want. I want to curse so bad, but YouTube is like filtering, so I'm gonna try not to. I think I did earlier. Anyway, your advice here is no, be assertive, and don't stop. Your mushroom message is rising. You have the power to overcome obstacles. The universe conspires to help you succeed. I think I've made my point. All right, watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye.